You're standing in the dairy aisle at your local grocery store, reaching for what you believe is a healthy yogurt option, not knowing that recent investigations across America have revealed disturbing facts about the most popular brands. From sugar levels exceeding candy bars to chemical additives that may trigger inflammatory bowel disease, your morning routine might be silently sabotaging your health. That's why we conducted a comprehensive analysis of the worst yogurt brands sold in American supermarkets to expose the artificial sweeteners, hidden sugars, and dangerous additives they're using to manipulate your taste buds while destroying your gut health, starting with the most shocking deception of them all. When you see that sleek container promising health benefits and natural ingredients, you're looking at one of the most successful marketing campaigns in food history. The American yogurt industry has transformed what was once a simple fermented dairy product into a sugar-laden chemical cocktail that bears little resemblance to traditional yogurt. These brands spend millions convincing you their products support digestive health while simultaneously loading them with ingredients that do the exact opposite. Here's what actually happens when you eat these products. Your blood sugar spikes higher than it would from eating a candy bar. Your gut bacteria struggle to process artificial additives that were never meant for human consumption. Inflammatory compounds trigger immune responses throughout your digestive system. The live cultures you think you're getting are often killed during processing or overwhelmed by the toxic environment these companies create with preservatives and stabilizers. But the deception runs deeper than marketing claims. Recent laboratory analysis revealed that many popular yogurt brands contain more sugar than ice cream, more artificial ingredients than processed snacks, and chemicals linked to serious health conditions that manufacturers hope you'll never discover. The companies behind these products know exactly what they're doing, and they're counting on you never reading beyond the front label. Number 1. Noosa, the premium sugar bomb that's fooling health-conscious consumers nationwide. That elegant glass jar sitting in the refrigerated section of Whole Foods commands premium prices while delivering one of the most nutritionally devastating products in the entire dairy aisle. The sophisticated packaging and artisanal marketing create an illusion of quality that crumbles the moment you examine what's actually inside. Here's the shocking reality. Noosa's strawberry rhubarb flavor contains 31 grams of sugar in a single serving. Their key lime variety delivers 34 grams of total sugar. To put that in perspective, a standard Snickers bar contains 30 grams of sugar. You're literally eating candy disguised as health food, paying premium prices for a product that's nutritionally worse than gas station confectionery. What makes this particularly insidious is how Noosa positions itself in the market. The brand targets educated, affluent consumers who believe they're making sophisticated food choices. The glass packaging suggests purity and quality. The flavor combinations sound gourmet and appealing. Everything about the presentation screams premium health food, while the actual product delivers a sugar overload that can derail any attempt at healthy eating. The company deliberately uses honey as their sweetener, knowing consumers associate honey with natural healthiness. But sugar is sugar, regardless of its source. Your body processes 34 grams of honey-sweetened sugar exactly the same way it processes 34 grams of high-fructose corn syrup. The inflammatory response is identical. The blood sugar spike is identical. The metabolic disruption is identical. When nutritionists recommend limiting added sugar to 25 grams per day for optimal health, a single serving of Noosa Key Lime yogurt exceeds that limit by 36%. You're consuming more than an entire day's worth of sugar before lunch, thinking you're nourishing your body with wholesome dairy. Number 2. Yo Crunch, the children's candy masquerading as nutritious breakfast. Walk down any grocery aisle and you'll see parents loading their carts with these colorful containers, believing they're providing their children with a healthy start to the day. The reality is far more disturbing than most families realize. Yo Crunch with M&Ms contains 26 grams of sugar in a single 6-ounce container. That's more sugar than the American Heart Association recommends for an adult woman in an entire day, packed into what's marketed as a children's snack. 20 grams of that sugar comes from added sweeteners, not from natural dairy lactose. The ingredient list reads like a chemistry experiment. Modified food starch, carrageenan, artificial flavors, food dyes, including red 40 and blue 1. These aren't ingredients you'd find in traditional yogurt. They're industrial additives designed to create addiction-like responses in developing brains. What makes this particularly troubling is the deliberate targeting of children. The bright colors, fun mix-ins, and cartoon-style packaging are specifically engineered to appeal to young consumers who can't understand nutritional labels. Parents see yogurt and assume it's healthy. Children see candy and demand it. The company profits from this deception while contributing to childhood obesity and diabetes epidemics. The protein content is laughably low compared to the sugar load. Real yogurt should provide substantial protein to balance blood sugar and promote satiety. YoCrunch provides just enough protein to technically qualify as yogurt, while loading children with enough sugar to fuel hyperactivity and crashes throughout the school day. Number 3. Dannon Light and Fit. The chemical cocktail that's anything but fit for human consumption. This brand represents everything wrong with the diet food industry's approach to health, trading sugar for a laboratory's worth of artificial additives that may be far worse for your body than the calories they're trying to eliminate. The first thing you'll notice when eating Dannon Light and Fit is the strange chemical aftertaste that lingers long after you've finished. That metallic medicinal flavor comes from artificial sweeteners designed to trick your brain into thinking you're consuming something sweet. Many consumers describe the sensation as drinking perfume or cough syrup. The ingredient list reveals the true horror. Acesulfame potassium, sucralose, modified food starch, artificial flavors, malic acid, potassium sorbate. These aren't food ingredients. They're industrial chemicals repurposed for human consumption because they're cheaper than real ingredients and create products that last longer on store shelves. The texture tells its own disturbing story. Real yogurt has a natural, slightly tangy consistency that comes from live bacterial cultures fermenting milk. Dannon Light and Fit has a sludgy, unnaturally thick texture that feels engineered. There's a strange sheen to the product that natural yogurt never has, created by emulsifiers and stabilizers designed to mimic creaminess without using cream. Taste tests consistently rank this brand at the bottom for its synthetic flavor profile and off-putting mouthfeel. Yet millions of Americans consume it regularly because they're focused on the calorie count, not realizing they're eating a highly processed food product that bears no resemblance to traditional yogurt. The artificial sweeteners pose their own health risks. Sucralose has been linked to disruption of gut bacteria, the very organisms that yogurt is supposed to support. Many people experience severe digestive distress from artificial sweeteners, including bloating, cramping, and diarrhea. You're consuming a product marketed for digestive health that actually damages your digestive system. Number 4, and this is where things get truly terrifying. Great value yogurt from Walmart. The budget option that reveals just how far food manufacturers will go to cut costs while maintaining the appearance of nutrition. Great value yogurt represents the absolute bottom of industrial food production. Every ingredient decision is made based on cost, not nutrition or safety. The result is a product so far removed from traditional yogurt that calling it yogurt feels like false advertising. The sugar content is staggering. Great value strawberry yogurt contains 21 grams of sugar per serving, with 16 grams coming from added sweeteners. But that's just the beginning of the nutritional nightmare. The vanilla variety lists both fructose and sugar separately on the ingredient list. A deliberate attempt to hide the true sugar content by splitting it across multiple ingredients. Here's what's truly terrifying about this product. It contains no actual vanilla in the vanilla yogurt. Instead, it uses artificial flavors that could contain 50 to 100 different chemical compounds, none of which are disclosed to consumers. The word natural on food labels isn't regulated, meaning manufacturers can call anything natural regardless of how it's produced. The additive list reads like a chemical warehouse inventory. Modified cornstarch, modified food starch, carrageenan, gelatin, locust bean gum, malic acid, potassium sorbate, sodium citrate. Each additive serves a specific industrial purpose, from extending shelf life to creating artificial texture, but none contribute any nutritional value. Carrageenan deserves special attention because it represents one of the most controversial additives in the food supply. This seaweed-derived thickener has been linked to inflammatory bowel disease, digestive ulcers, and immune system disruption in thousands of laboratory studies. Despite being classified as generally recognized as safe, researchers continue finding evidence that carrageenan triggers inflammation in the human digestive system. What makes carrageenan particularly dangerous is how it breaks down in the acidic environment of your stomach, potentially forming more harmful compounds that your body struggles to process. Many people report significant improvement in digestive issues when they eliminate carrageenan-containing products from their diet, only to have symptoms return when they accidentally consume it again. The manufacturing process behind Great Value yogurt prioritizes shelf stability and cost efficiency over every other consideration. The product undergoes extensive processing that strips away beneficial bacteria and nutrients, then adds back synthetic versions that provide minimal health benefits. You're paying for yogurt, but receiving a dairy-flavored chemical suspension engineered to survive months in warehouse storage. What makes this particularly disturbing is the target demographic. Walmart shoppers often choose Great Value products because they're watching their budgets, believing they're getting comparable nutrition at a lower price. In reality, they're trading their health for short-term savings while consuming products that create long-term medical costs through chronic inflammation and metabolic disruption. The bioengineered ingredients listed on Great Value yogurt labels represent another layer of deception. These genetically modified components aren't required to undergo long-term safety testing for human consumption. You're participating in a massive, uncontrolled experiment every time you eat these products, with your digestive system serving as the test site. Number 5. La Yogurt. The targeted nutritional disaster exploiting Hispanic communities across America. This brand represents one of the most cynical examples of food marketing exploitation, deliberately targeting Spanish-speaking families with products that deliver some of the worst nutritional profiles in the entire yogurt category. La Yogurt's blended mango flavor contains 18 grams of added sugar in every serving, representing over a third of your recommended daily intake in a single container. The brand consistently ranks among the highest for sugar content across all flavors, yet markets itself as a family-friendly option for Hispanic households. What makes this targeting particularly insidious is the cultural exploitation involved. Traditional Latin American dairy products are often naturally fermented with minimal processing. La Yogurt takes familiar flavor profiles like mango, strawberry, and tropical fruits, then loads them with industrial additives that would be unrecognizable to anyone who grew up eating traditional fermented dairy. The protein content is deliberately kept low, while sugar content skyrockets. A significant portion of the added sugar comes from fructose, the most metabolically damaging form of sweetener. Your liver processes fructose differently than other sugars, converting it directly to fat and triggering inflammatory responses throughout your body. El Mexicano. Saborico represents an even more egregious example of this exploitation. These yogurt drinks contain 20 grams of added sugar in a tiny 207 milliliter bottle. Children can consume an entire day's worth of sugar in less than a minute, thinking they're drinking something healthy because it contains probiotics. The marketing deliberately emphasizes real fruit content while downplaying the massive sugar additions. Parents see fruit and probiotics on the label and assume they're making healthy choices for their families. Meanwhile, their children develop sugar addictions and metabolic dysfunction that will plague them for life. Number 6. Trix Yogurt. The breakfast candy that's destroying children's metabolic health one colorful spoonful at a time. This product represents the absolute worst of children's food marketing, taking a beloved cereal brand and extending it into dairy products that have no business being called yogurt. Trix Yogurt contains artificial dyes that have been banned in multiple countries due to links with hyperactivity and behavioral problems in children. Red 40, Blue 1, and Yellow 6 create the bright colors that attract young consumers. But these petroleum-derived chemicals accumulate in developing tissues and may interfere with normal brain development. The sugar content rivals candy bars while providing virtually no protein or beneficial bacteria. High fructose corn syrup appears prominently in the ingredient list, delivering the most metabolically damaging form of sweetener in a product parents serve for breakfast. Children's blood sugar spikes to dangerous levels before they even leave for school. What's particularly disturbing is how heavily processed this product becomes during manufacturing. Any live cultures that might have existed in the original dairy base are killed during the industrial processing required to achieve shelf stability. The bright colors, artificial flavors, and preservatives create an environment hostile to beneficial bacteria. The packaging deliberately targets children with cartoon imagery and bright colors designed to override parental decision-making. Kids see their favorite cereal characters and assume the product tastes like their beloved breakfast treat. Parents see yogurt and assume it provides nutritional benefits. Both are being manipulated by marketing designed to maximize profits while ignoring health consequences. Number 7. Yoplait Go-Gurt. The portable sugar delivery system masquerading as convenient nutrition. These squeezable tubes have become synonymous with school lunches and after-school snacks, but they represent one of the most deceptive products in the children's food market. A single serving of Go-Gurt contains 23 grams of total sugar, with 18 grams coming from added sweeteners. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends less than 25 grams of added sugar per day for children. One tube of Go-Gurt nearly maxes out a child's entire daily sugar allowance in what's marketed as a healthy snack. The portable packaging creates additional problems beyond nutrition. The plastic tubes require preservatives and stabilizers that wouldn't be necessary in traditional yogurt containers. These additives extend shelf life, but create chemical exposures that accumulate over time in developing bodies. Parents choose Go-Gurt because it seems convenient and healthy. The yogurt label suggests beneficial probiotics and calcium. The portable format solves lunch packing problems. But convenience comes at the cost of metabolic health, with children consuming sugar levels that trigger insulin resistance and fat storage throughout their growing years. The texture and flavor bear no resemblance to traditional yogurt. Industrial processing creates a sweet, artificially smooth product that trains children's palates to expect unnaturally intense flavors and textures. They lose appreciation for real food while developing preferences for processed alternatives that will shape their eating habits for life. Number 8. Dannon fruit on the bottom. The final deception that proves even traditional-looking yogurt isn't safe from industrial manipulation. This classic format tricks consumers into thinking they're getting old-fashioned quality while delivering modern processing disasters. The fruit layer contains more sugar and artificial additives than actual fruit. Corn syrup, modified food starch, and artificial flavors create a sweet sauce that bears minimal resemblance to real fruit. The natural flavors listed on the label can contain dozens of chemical compounds designed to intensify taste sensations beyond what real fruit provides. Carrageenan appears throughout the ingredient list, along with gelatin and disodium phosphate. This last additive has been linked to kidney strain and chronic kidney disease in people who consume it regularly. You're eating chemicals that stress your organs while believing you're nourishing your body with wholesome dairy. The manufacturing process separates the yogurt from the fruit layer to prevent spoilage, then adds preservatives to both components. The final product contains virtually no live beneficial bacteria, despite marketing claims about digestive health. You're consuming dead food engineered to survive warehouse storage rather than support human health. What makes all these brands particularly dangerous is their cumulative effect. Most Americans don't eat just one serving of processed yogurt per day. They consume multiple servings across different meals and snacks, multiplying the sugar load and chemical exposure beyond what any regulatory agency has studied for safety. The long-term health consequences remain largely unknown because these products haven't existed long enough for comprehensive studies. But early research suggests that regular consumption of highly processed dairy products contributes to inflammatory bowel conditions, metabolic dysfunction, and disrupted gut bacteria populations that take years to restore. So what should you eat instead? Your best option is plain, organic yogurt from grass-fed sources with live active cultures clearly listed on the label. Look for brands that contain only milk and bacterial cultures, nothing else. Greek yogurt from reputable sources provides higher protein content without the industrial additives destroying your digestive system. When you're standing in that dairy aisle now, you'll know exactly what to avoid. Skip anything with more than 10 grams of sugar per serving. Avoid products with ingredient lists longer than 5 items. Put back anything containing carrageenan, artificial sweeteners, or modified food starch. Your gut bacteria will thank you, your blood sugar will stabilize, and your long-term health will improve dramatically. The yogurt industry spent decades convincing you their products support digestive health while systematically destroying it with sugar and chemicals. But now you know the truth behind their marketing deception. You understand which brands are poisoning American families under the guise of nutrition. The choice is yours, but you can never say you weren't warned about what's really hiding in those colorful containers.